We're out here grinding, training. I'm getting ready to fight Izzy, the Chinese champion, the Chinese slut himself. We're gonna go have a death match for you guys.
Since 2019, we have been living in the style bender era. Dominance continues to this day. The midweight champion faced some opposition in the form of Alex "Botan" Pereira, but after regaining the title at UFC 287, we're back to normal at 185 with Israel Adesanya at the mountaintop.
3 and 1. 3 minus 1 is 2. That's 2-time UFC motherfucking middleweight champ.
At this point, with Alex out of the division, is Ross pretty much beating them all. But here we have a new challenger stylistically, and technically this challenger doesn't seem too much of a threat. But once he grabs the microphone, take cover, because we will witness the most glorious shit show in MMA history.
No man that beats off the cartoons is gonna beat me. Calm down. Grown-ass man on fucking TikTok. Maybe that's the problem, bro.
A UFC 293 Israelite Adesanya, now regarded as one of the all-time great defenses championship, against Strickland. That one guy you don't want to lose to. He's like the little step-brother I never wanted, and I saw him last night. He knows. What's up? We looked at you know. We know he and me knows. Yeah, if you lose to him in a championship fight in the main event of a pay-per-view built solely around you, don't care if you're an all-time great, kiss your career goodbye.
That little Chinese slut, we're trying to make it happen. Tell you what, Australians, I am more Australian than fucking Izzy. Izzy is a Chinese man.
Who end up as an answer to a trigger question. How did we end up here? It all began when the Chinese champion lost to Sean. The Ghost Strickland. Israel is going to be headlining the card. Unfortunately for him, Strickland is stagging along as the short notice opponents have to enjoy the cycle of 185 throughout fight week.
This clown, this loser, bro, they need to revoke your black card, bro. I don't even look at you like a black man. I look at you like the Chinese.
This one fight is the main draw of the card, and so let's dive deep and explore the history. The middleweight division was fairly stable for a few years with Israel as the champion, Robert Whittaker. As the guardian and all the other fighters praying for a miracle, someone had to step in and break the status quo, and Alex Burrith did just that.
The middleweight championship has changed hands. Israel Adesanya was 12 straight in the middleweight division. Nobody could touch him. Then they shipped in a little bit of kryptonite called Alex Pereira.
When he defeated out of Sanya at UFC 281, the division was reborn anew, but that rebirth didn't last too long as Israel regained his title in the immediate rematch, and we were back to square one.
This win is going to reverberate deep into the night and deep into the year for Israel Adesanya. We're not even talking about who's next necessarily, and there is going to be a next opponent.
The champion had already beaten every relevant contender in the division, but with Trick is defeating Robert Whittaker. It was some hope of a fresh and stylistically intriguing matchup.
What's up, bitch? Let's go, nigga. Here, nigga. What's up, nigga? Get this shit out.
This pay-per-view was supposed to be headlined by Israel versus Dracus. Did the #1 contender needed time to heal up and the match was postponed? There was no way UFC was going to visit Australia without Israel or Evoke headlining the event, and so after a few weeks of back-and-forth negotiation, we had a new title fights: Israel Adesanya versus Strickland.
So when do you anticipate we're going to make this thing official? You and Izzy, UFC 293.
We are working it. We're trying. I'm trying to do it for you guys. We're trying to make it happen for you guys.
Seen is one of the few survivors left at 185, but despite never competing against Israel, before these two have crossed paths. Before the interaction wasn't very pleasant, the UFC 276 free fight press conference, both Israel and Strickland were on stage well.
Bro, I will walk outside with you right now. Right now, you want to get my number? Bro, I will walk.
Right there, I smacked you on your ass. The f you do?
Listen, bro, you're going to break a nail. Calm down.
I break your face.
That little bit was probably the most entertaining part of the whole press conference. Unfortunately, lost Alex Pereira at UFC 276 and stepped away from title contention. Despite the loss, Strickland never stopped talking about Israel Adesanya.
There's also a video of him jerking off his dog, and like, dude, the guy is a fucking, oh man, and the fucking nail polish, and God, Izzy just fucking sucks, you guys. Anderson Silva, dude, come back.
Every chance Strickland got, he called out the champion.
I think I'm a black man from Africa. I'm wrong. I'm from China.
No, he's getting what he wants.
So, I'm fighting in Sydney. I don't give a f who. Dickless, the pussy. Dickless. F off. You're out. Strickland, you're in. Let's do the man dance. Show you how to really dance.
No, he's getting what he wants. Drakus was supposed to be the challenger, and Cien only got here because of the initial fight falling through without Adesanya opening up. As a substantial favorite, many are not giving Cien any sort of chance in this fight. On paper, you can see why, but let's look at this fight from the different perspective. Strickland has already opened Pandora's box, and he is just getting started fight week. These two will have to share the stage during the press conference, and you just know Strickland will go all out there.
If I ever fight Izzy, you guys, I'm gonna go get a little Chinese flag that says slut on it. Oh boy. And I'll bring it to the weigh-in for you guys, and I'll hand him his little Chinese flag that says slut, just for Izzy.
While Israel was yelling at Drakus about being or not being an African, Strickland was on Twitter and in random interviews calling Israel a Chinese champion.
Give me the title, you guys. You guys know you want to see it. We don't want to see Drakus fight Izzy.
The guy has a whole box of ammunition against Israel, and we know he's insane enough to shoot all the ammo he possesses. You just can't help but wonder, will mental warfare be a factor here? So far, Israel has looked mentally bulletproof. He was clearly agitated against Paulo Costa and Alex Pereira. He looked fine inside the octagon, cool and calm, but Cien Strickland is a little different, and I doubt Israel will have any respect for his skill.
Yes, people do think I'm going to blow through this guy, rightfully so, because I will. And I said, he's not an easy fight, bro. I'll just make it look easy.
This whole saga seems a little familiar.
I don't like 1.5 weeks notice or something, 2 weeks notice, and goes in there and shocks the world. That's a possible reality. My job is to make sure it's not in this reality.
Blue Croc hold back in those days was pretty much unbeatable, but then Michael Bisping, being big underdog, knocked him out in the first round. As the champion wanted to make an example out of the trash-talking challenger, Adesanya has made his intentions pretty clear, intends to humiliate Cien Strickland, but the president is there, and while Cien is the underdog, don't cut him out so fast. With good boxing skills and a pretty sound defensive game, Strickland will be completely outmatched on the feet, and he's the type of guy who doesn't give a shit about the impressive resume and career of Adesanya. He will march forward and try to beat him up, because this fight is all that he is getting. Like Bisping, this route to the championship is the only option for Strickland, and likely his only chance to capture the belt. We might just see the one Cien Strickland and intelligently just wrestle Israel for the entire duration of the fights. He actually can grapple and has a total of 4 submission victories. If there's a fight where it would be smart to do it, maybe in this fight.
I can fight anywhere, and if you're better than me somewhere, I'll take the fight somewhere else.
I'm writing this name damn well. That shit ain't happening. Strickland is just far too eager to do the man dance, as he calls it.
Try to fucking call me, we'll go to this fucking parking lot and we'll do the fucking man dance.
That means standing and punching the other guy in the face with amped up trash talk, tons of animosity, and Israel looking to humiliate him. Strickland might just find that one punch royally fuck up the middleweight division for years to come, while Strickland is likely the most infuriating contender at 185, and he gets under people's skin. Adesanya has demonstrated time and time again that when it comes time to fighting, emotions go out the window. A lot of people expected him to launch at Costa, but he stayed at a distance in that range, and that style of Israel Adesanya is almost unbeatable.
I mean, we're talking about like NBA level, 6'3", like getting past 5-6 inches of reach is a hard fucking thing to do.
This just seems like a slaughter waiting to happen, and on paper, it seems even worse. The pressure will be on Israel to slaughter the loudmouth challenger, and there is a lot to lose. Meanwhile, Strickland will be the star of the show. We'll fuck around throughout fight week, most likely will get the biggest cheer and energy from the crowd up until fight day, but well, he had the last laugh.
Well, how do you win that fight? I mean, he's beaten everybody that they lined up in the middleweight division.
We're gonna make magic happen,
All
you
the
guys.
ammunition and trash talk won't be worth anything if Israel actually ends up breaking a nail in his face and putting the manliest American to sleep.
If he's talking to me, he's gonna get his jaw broken. Wallahi, he's gonna get his jaw broken. Like,
at this point, every title fight is going to feel like a customary defense for Adesanya. The guy is just that good, but we didn't expect Valentina to lose to Grosso, who's meant to lose to Leon or even Rockhold to get knocked out by Bisping. The list goes on, and so for those who doubt the challenger, this might very well end up being Israel's nightmare if he is not cautious and respectful. Maybe the reign continues and Israel does make an example out of Strickland and starts his second title reign with a brutal display. The seemingly invincible champion versus the underdog is a classic tale, and we'll see it play out one more time. Main event of UFC 293. Now that you have dived deep into the main events and most anticipated fight of the next pay-per-view, drop me your most detailed predictions down below. That being said, I gotta bounce. Catch you on the next one. Peace out.